I do think our obsession with celebrity culture is a distraction from more important things, like some of the horrible stuff the US does in other countries. But every now and then at these events, someone will come along and say something real. In 2003, the US had just invaded Iraq, and 5 nights later, it was the Oscars. So when filmmaker Michael Moore won his Oscar, he took advantage of the opportunity of his acceptance speech to speak against the war. Listen to what he said, but more importantly, listen to how the audience reacted.
We have a man sending us to war for fictitious reasons, whether it's the fictition of duct tape or the fictitious of orange alerts. We are against this war, Mr. Bush.
Michael Moore says at the party after the Oscars, people didn't want to come near him and his wife. And later, voices on the media started speculating if this was the end of his Hollywood career. Fast forward some 20 years later, and President Biden just said this.
We shouldn't have gone into the whole thing in Iraq and Afghanistan. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. It just caused more problems than it raised, than it's clearly cured.
You know, just a little oops, as if hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians hadn't died in those wars. In that interview, he also said there's a red line for Israel, but no real consequences if they cross that red line. So, you know, maybe some 20 years from now, we'll say that was probably a bad idea to support the killing and the suffering of some 2 million Palestinians.